And UNC Hospitals trained about 20 staff members to be part of an Ebola team. That number is expected to double or triple in the next week. They'll wear a suit that covers their head and feet, plus double gloves that go up to their elbows, and a respirator and face shield. To avoid contamination, it'll be one person's sole job to help staff put on and take off the gear. And they must follow a checklist of protocols.
All it takes is, without thinking while you're taking off some equipment, you reach up and scratch your eye. Or you reach behind you when you should not have been putting your hands behind you, and you contaminate yourself.
Well, UNC hospital officials say any patient who's been to West Africa will be moved out of the waiting room when they check in. All right, so let's dig deeper into the Ebola virus. Ebola is only spread through close contact with a symptomatic person's bodily fluids like blood or sweat. It's not airborne, meaning people don't get exposed by sitting next to someone on a bus. Now, the dried virus can survive on surfaces for several hours. The CDC says bleach and other hospital disinfectants can kill it.
Coming up, calling on drivers to brake for buses.
You just hear the bus driver honking, 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 and you hear the kids screaming.
We take you to one of the most dangerous bus stops in Wake County and what the district is doing about it.
And a warm and muggy day outside North Carolina, but tonight we're watching a couple of showers. Those few showers will turn into strong storms later this week. I'll talk about when they will get here coming up in your forecast.
And the BB gun incident that led to a dozen player suspensions at NC State.
And here's a live look at I-49 540 for your drive home. Looks pretty good. No problems out there this evening. We're coming right back.
I know I'm supposed to be paying attention, but I'm not. This text is hilarious. I know I'm supposed to be paying attention, but I'm not.
30 seconds, leaving a mark on millions of people nationwide. WNCN launched this Brake for Buses PSA, and it's been seen by more than 3 million people on social media. Now, the main goal is to encourage drivers to watch out for kids at bus stops.
And parents are taking notice, speaking up when they see violations. They told the Wake County School District about a number of violations in North Raleigh at Strickland Road and Allsbrook Drive. Our Mike Gonzalez spent the day at that intersection to see just how dangerous it really is.
Season Moore says she's frustrated.
Just this morning, 3 cars passed the stop bus coming up over this hill at full speed. Didn't even seem to be aware of it.
That number quickly moved to 4 this afternoon, just minutes after we hit record. Take a look as this white SUV completely ignores the stopped school bus. Moore, whose 12-year-old son attends Leesville Middle School, gets on and off the bus along Strickland and Albrook. Moore says it makes no sense to make the kids cross the busy road.
There have been, I think, 4 parents calling and emailing, sending in complaints and questions, and only 1 has gotten a response back up until this point. And the response we did get said that this is perfectly safe.
Safety criteria includes adequate lighting, a safe pathway to the bus stop, and space for multiple students to wait. The district also says approaching motorists should have a good view of the stop. It also takes into account traffic patterns and speed. 13-year-old Matthew Farbar, who goes to Hillburn Academy, says he often sees cars ignoring the bus stop signs and kids crossing the road.
Well, it's frightening because there's a lot of traffic. You can't even see the last car all the way down there, and the cars refuse to stop.
Moore says all she wants is for the bus to come into the neighborhood. She was initially hesitant to say anything, but she had to do something before a child got hurt.
If something happens, you have to live with it the rest of your life.
Young lives that are worth fighting for.
And I just got word moments ago the district will be making some changes to that stop. Once all the parents are contacted about the change, the stop will be moved. We'll keep you updated as that progress is made. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Mike Gonzalez, WNCN News.
Good to know, Mike. Thanks. And Durham schools are hoping to get 20 more stop arm cameras. The district has applied for a $60,000 State Farm grant to buy and mount the cameras on school buses. Durham schools currently only have 3 cameras, which operate on buses in southern Durham. And there are 2 easy ways to spread the message about school bus safety. Share our Break for Buses PSA from the WNCN Facebook page or use hashtag Break for Buses on Twitter.
Tonight in sports, NC State football cracking down on 7 players for this week's game. Coach Dave Doran says it's all over a BB gun incident. Our Todd Gibson has the details.
A 3-game ACC losing skid is not the only black cloud hanging over the Wolfpack football program. Today it was announced that 12 players have been disciplined for an off-campus BB gun incident. 7 of those players will not make this week's trip to Louisville.
I think, in today's times, it's really important to learn and to just face problems, face up for what they are and handle it and help young men become better young men.
The timing couldn't come at a worse time for NC State. The team is struggling. Fan support is starting to wane, and pressure is building on head coach Dave Doran. Now, on-campus reaction to the suspensions were mixed, with most students feeling the use of a BB gun is not that big of a deal.
We need as many players as we can. We've been struggling the past couple weeks. I think suspending that many players for something that silly, I don't like it.
A BB gun, it doesn't seem that serious, but some people could think it could be serious. It just depends on the situation, but yeah, it's disappointing that they put themselves in a situation where they could be suspended.
If the players do the right thing and take care of their business, the suspension will be a short one, just 1 game. NC State will get the players back just in time for the Pac's first bye week of the season. In Raleigh, Todd Gibson, WNCN News.
All right, Gibby, good to know. As for on the field, for the first time ever, a team has gone from unranked to #1 in just 5 weeks. Mississippi State is on top of all the polls. Florida State, despite being unbeaten, has moved to #2, followed by Ole Miss, Baylor, and Notre Dame.
William Peace University's polarizing president, Deborah Townsley, is retiring after 5 years of dramatic changes. During that time, Peace started admitting men as undergraduates for the first time, changed its name, and also acquired the nearby Seaboard Station. Those moves frustrated some graduates. Some even protested. But Townsley argued Peace had to change with the times, and her board of trustees gave her a 5-year extension earlier this year. Her retirement will be official on June 30th. And some all-new food offerings at the State Fair. The headliners, deep-fried bananas Foster and deep-fried Twix wrapped in bacon. Ooh, there's also fried cupcakes and barbecue on a stick. Well, WNCN.com is your State Fair headquarters, and we have parking information, fair schedule, and a ride map to plan out your visit. It's all on WNCN.com. Just click the Don't Miss It section.
And now your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Wes Hohenstone.
All right, so fair starts Thursday. Doesn't feel like fair weather, does it? It was warm, it was muggy. We've got showers and storms in the forecast. It'll feel like the fair when the fair starts, but not the couple days leading up to it. And that is today and tomorrow and Wednesday. Outside right now, we've got a couple of showers. Here we are south of the Triangle. We're down in the Sandhills. There's Fayetteville, so a couple of showers getting ready to move over you. Nothing severe, quick, heavy downpour. It's all moving slowly to the north. Spring Lake, you guys are about ready to get wet. We've had some showers in Hope County around Rayford. We've got another small cluster. Again, nothing severe, some heavy downpours out west. This is western Chatham County. You guys in Siler City giving some heavy downpours, as well as down in Bennett. That's about it. Otherwise, everyone else is just kind of dry. We're going to keep small chances of rain in the forecast going forward tonight, and it's going to be warm and muggy. So you probably got to turn the AC back on, at least for the next couple of days. By 8 o'clock tonight, we drop down to 75. We'll leave partly cloudy skies in the forecast throughout the overnight. We've got small rain chances in there through 10 o'clock, but Triangle and most everyone else should stay dry. We're down to 72 at 10. We drop slowly through the upper 60s overnight, and you're out the door tomorrow morning, 67 degrees. But I want you to remember that number, because there are days where it's not even going to get that warm, and there are mornings that are going to be a lot chillier after the upcoming cold front. Tomorrow is not one of those days. Our 3-degree guaranteed temperature high is 80 as we continue to highlight the KYOW Cancer Fund for the month. We missed it today just by a degree. The actual high was 81. 77 was our forecast, so that's 4. So that's technically not right. Close, but not right. But our monthly total is still $550, and we'll continue to send those numbers up. You know, breast cancer is the top cancer for all women. So unfortunately, that's not a statistic we like. We're going to try to lower that number, though, as we continue to highlight them throughout the rest of this month. Back to the weather maps and a couple things going for us. Number one, there's a warm front. That's going to move through and help us stay warm the next couple of days. But it's this cold front in the Midwest. I mean, you look at that and you're like, wow, I hope that doesn't come here. Unfortunately, it is. First, the storms early on Wednesday morning, then the cold front, and that'll clear us out and cool us down. But it's going to be rough getting through those storms over the next 48 hours. So let's pick things up tomorrow morning when we could see a little bit of rain. Not a completely dry morning commute, but most of us will be dry. It's about a 30% chance of showers tomorrow. Those will come mainly in the afternoon, and then we'll kind of clear things out. There's the front. Here we are late Tuesday night. So we're going to get through most of the day Tuesday with small rain chances. Then we pick things up early Wednesday morning. There's the line of storms. There's the cold front. So I think some of us will have a soggy commute Wednesday morning. Through the lunch hour, that line of storms pushing through. Here we are at 2 o'clock. Storms continuing to march east through Wednesday night. There's the cold front. We get on the west side of that front. Things will clear out, dry out, and cool down. And by the time Thursday comes around, we're out the door to work with dry weather. We're to the fair that afternoon. It's going to feel like fair weather. But again, we have that chance of severe weather. And for tomorrow night, that risk of severe storms stays to our west. But this yellow blob, this slight risk of severe weather, could be on top of us for Wednesday, and that's what we'll be watching for. We're also watching the tropics. Nothing really going to affect us. Faye is no longer a trackable system. Gonzalo became the 6th hurricane of the season, but as you can see, it will stay out to sea. Meanwhile, back here at home, a warm day tomorrow. Highs around 80 in the Triangle. 83 in Fayetteville. That 30% chance of rain is mainly in the afternoon. And it goes way up on Wednesday, showers and storms as that cold front comes through. So that's a day we're going to watch the radar very closely together. Then we're cooler on Thursday as we kick off the state fair. And Mother Nature must like fried foods, because look at that forecast. Friday, 74, mid-70s for highs this weekend with cool overnight lows in the low 50s to upper 40s. So we get through Wednesday's storms and we should be okay for a while. But again, I'm a little concerned about Wednesday's chance of severe storms. After that, things look good.
It gets kind of cool at night.
It
Almost.
does.
Yeah. Back into the upper 40s. Tomorrow morning, though, about 70 in the morning. So that is not cold.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah, big changes coming.
Yeah. All right, Wes. Thanks,
Wes. Coming up, NBC's hit show The Voice enters the battle rounds. The biggest names in the music industry stepping in as mentors. That's next.
NBC's hit show, The Voice, moves into the battlegrounds tonight.
Yeah, and the singers are getting some help from some of the biggest names in the music industry. Pharrell Williams' team will be mentored by Alicia Keys. Adam Levine's team will get help from Stevie Nicks. And Gwen Stefani's team is mentored by her husband, Gavin Rossdale.
We've been like prepping, watching all the DVDs, and I'm like, no, I think that they should play with the guitar. No guitar. Like bickering at home about it, but it hasn't been like that on set.
And I've been trying to get brownie points every time Gwen comes in. I go, I've just been watching The Voice. It's so weird.
There you go, smart husband there. Blake Shelton's team is getting help by the country quartet Little Big Town. The Voice airs at 8 p.m. tonight and tomorrow on WNCN. Should be good.
Yeah, it's really cool. Coming up, a new view of a famous desert.
Google using a new technology on an old form of transportation.
You've heard of Google Street View. Well, the company is now using a low-tech solution to create a desert view. It hired a camel, the first in history to carry Google's Trekker camera, which captures 360-degree images of destinations. Well, the camel named Rafia is using the camera in an oasis outside Abu Dhabi, home of the world's biggest sand dunes. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, camels can be mean.
Oh, yeah, and they spit, too.
Yep, they do.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Nightly News is next.
We'll see you back here at 7.